This is the second factorising video, so these ones have a little bit more to them than the previous examples. We've got to remember our priorities for factorising. First thing we always look for is a common factor. So in this first one, I can see I've got 4 and a 16. The common factor there is 4. I'm also looking at it, I'm seeing x squared, I'm seeing 16 and I'm seeing 4, which are both square numbers. This is a squared term. But it's important that I take out the common factor first. So I'm going to take out my 4. 4 times what gives me 4x squared? Well, it's 4 times x squared. 4 times what gives me 16? It's 4. So now that I've pulled the common factor out, I check what's inside my brackets and see if there's any further factorising I can do. And here I see I've got a squared term minus another squared term. So I've got a difference of 2 squares. My 4 is still there, but I'm going to follow the rules for the difference of 2 squares. X times x gives me x squared. 2 times 2 gives me 4. 1 plus 1 minus. It's now fully factorised. Number 2, same thing. Got to remember to check for a common factor first. Now there's an x in the first 2 terms but not in the third. Common factor has got to be common to all 3 or everything in the expression. So in this case, the common factor is 2. 2 times x squared would give me 2x squared. 2 times minus 2x would give me minus 4x. 2 times minus 15 would give me minus 30. Now I'm looking inside my brackets and I'm saying, is there some other kind of factorising I could be doing here? And yes, it's a trinomial. The coefficient of x squared is 1, so I don't need to worry about that. I know that the first term in both brackets is going to be x. X times x is x squared. And then I just need to be finding factors of 15. So I've got 1 times 15. And 3 times 5. I need to have negative 15, so I know one of these, one of the pair will be negative, one of the pair will be positive. They need to add to give me negative 2. So it's going to be positive 3, negative 5. Because positive 3 times negative 5 would give me my minus 15. Positive 3 take away 5 would give me my minus 2 in the middle. So in my brackets I'm going to have x plus 3 and x minus 5. Okay, a third example. As before, I need to first check for a common factor. X in the first 2 terms, not in the third. But they're all in the 3 times table. So I'm going to take out the 3. 3 times 2x squared would give me 6x squared. 3 times negative x would give me minus 3x. 3 times negative 6 would give me minus 18. Now I've taken my common factor out, I'm checking inside the bracket to see if there's any further factorising that I can do. I see I've got a trinomial and I see that I've got a number in front of the x squared. So it's going to have to be a little bit of work. So I'm going to take my time, I'm going to do the cross. On the left hand side I need to find the factors of my 2x squared. So it's going to be 2x times x. On this side I'm going to look at factors of 6. So I'm going to start with 3 times 2. If I look this way, that would give me 3x, and 2x times 2 would give me 4x. So I've got 3x and I've got 4x. Is there a way I could add them together to get an answer of negative x? In this case, I'd have to have a positive 3x minus 4x. I'm going to go back and look at my cross. I'm going to say my 3x came from here and I want it to be positive, so that stays as it is. My 4x came from here, I want it to be negative. So I must have to multiply by negative 2. And again, I'm just going to double check that my original set of factors, 3 times negative 2, is going to give me negative 6. Now I'm putting the whole thing into brackets. At this point I can't forget my 3, which I've taken out. And then my brackets come from what I've got here, but I've got to remember they're horizontal. So it's 2x plus 3 and x minus 2. Okay, don't try to jump any of these steps. Even if you think you can see the numbers very early on, be sure to do the checks.